What's up, everybody? This your man, Bill Bellamy, in the building. #1 podcast in the country, Top Billin, the podcast for the culture, the movement, and the discussion. Today, we have an exclusive. We have one of the hottest young directors in the game. This dude is on a wave, and when you catch one, you ride one. He has not only came out of the video music, he has not only come out of the video music world, but now he's doing major films. And I am very proud. And can we get my production team to welcome to this podcast, Mr. Calmatic.
What's up? What's up?
You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's a...
You know, they love you. They love you out here in these streets, man.
Nah, man, I appreciate it, man. It's an honor to sit with you, man. This is crazy.
It's surreal. You know what I'm saying? I have so many things we're going to get into on the podcast, but more importantly, I want to just give you flowers, man, because as a young entrepreneur, creative artist that you are, you paved the way, man. Proud of you coming out of South Central LA. You know what I'm saying? And out of it, what made you want to be a director, a filmmaker, so to speak? Man,
I mean, to be honest, I don't really know what made me want to be a director, but I feel like there was a few things that led to me being a director, right? I think, like, you know, from a young age, I was always like into technology. Like when I was 7, I used to go to this after school program, you know, like to keep kids out of the hood or whatever. Right. And I learned how to use a computer. And so I was like obsessed with tech and technology the whole time.
Yeah, I'm kind of geeky too, though. Don't worry. Yeah. It's like I love technology because it's so seamless.
Yeah.
it really is. It's when you find a groove, whether it's music production or filmmaking or art or design, like you can just go get it.
Yeah, man. And so, like, you know, at a young age, I was like the tech nerd. You know what I'm saying? I was helping people fix their computer and, you know, cleaning their mouses and things like that. And then, you know, that just kind of led me to like being curious about how things are made and like how things work. And that led to me, you know, being a producer. So I was a producer. I was making beats and, you know, I was rapping. I was doing the whole, you know, trying to make it thing. And I was around all these rappers, and at the same time, I'm the tech homie, right?
Yo, this is crazy. You on your Kanye right now.
Yeah. So like, you know, like when homies needed like, you know, a MySpace design, like I was the dude, you know, coding HTML. When they needed to like, you know, needed a flyer for the party, like I was using Photoshop and like, you know, delivering those type of assets for them. And so, you know, me and my boy, we was like, yo, man, we need to start a little business and we need to like do these album covers. And, you know, I was doing album covers for like Dom Kennedy, who's like a big LA artist.
Absolutely.
Casey Veggie. These are all like, you know, popular LA artists on the underground. You know, I filmed Tyler, the Creator's first show ever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, you know, long story longer, one day I went home and something felt weird, right? Like something didn't feel right. And I looked in my room and everything was gone. Somebody broke in my crib. They stole my laptop. They stole my camera. They stole, you know, everything that I had. And my mom was like, well, you know, we got renter's insurance, right? And I was like, okay, well, yeah. She was like, what kind of camera did you have? And I was like, oh, just a little Canon Rebel, you know, a little blurry, little starter camera. And she was like, no, nigga.
No,
what kind of camera did you have?
5 million.
Exactly. And so instead of telling her
you had a red camera.
Exactly. So instead of telling her I had a Dell that could barely hold a charge, I told her I had a MacBook Pro 17-inch extra hard drive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Double up on this shit.
Instead of having a little Canon, I'm like, yo, I got a brand new Canon 7D.
Talk to me.
You know what I'm saying? HD, you know what I'm saying? Like all that good shit.
All the screens. You have 5 screens.
5 screens. And so now when I'm going back to the studio with the homies I was making music with, I got a video camera and I'm filming them and I'm just like, all right, let me go on YouTube, let me figure out how to shoot a video. And so that was kind of the process that, you know, led to me, you know, being obsessed with filmmaking. You know, I was with a group called Overdose and I was literally with them every day, just experimenting, just trying new shit. And, you know, through me trying new shit and not having the resources, I kind of created my own aesthetic,
which is
filmmaking.
Your own feel.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that's what I love. That's what I love about Black people and artists. They find the way.
Yeah,
you know, and sometimes you fall into your way, like you said. You know what I mean? Your setback became your blow up.
100%. And it's like, it's just literally me following my curiosities, right? I'm interested in tech, so let me learn about, Photoshop and design. I love music. Let me figure out how they make beats. I love music videos. Let me like reverse engineer all my favorite videos so I can know how it's done and like what the process is.
Yeah, man, it's really an evolution. I don't know if you know my career. I came out of the music video world back in the 90s, when music videos really hit. Oh, yeah. Like where they really could blow you up. MTV at that time was really blowing artists from maybe going gold to platinum or diamond, right? Yeah. And I remember the days when cats I'm gonna get Mick G, he was a video director. X, X was a video director. These are all guys that came up with me. Mark Ronson. These are guys that in the 90s were doing music videos that went on to do, my boy Billy. I can't think of his last name right now. Billy. I'll think of it. But what I liked about the 90s was music industry, music companies was allowing young artists like you guys to make your own baby movies through music videos.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom, y'all start making movies like you're doing now. Do you feel like there's another wave coming?
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's interesting. I feel like, my generation, like we came up in the internet era and we had to learn but at the same time we were broke, right? So we have all the information, but no money to like really do it the right way. So we kind of figured things out. And in figuring things out, we learned how to do every single thing. Like I edit, I film, I color correct all my footage. I can mix it. I can make a beat to go on top of it. I can add, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this new generation are jacks of all trades and we can literally do anything. So I think, the higher you get up, the more the focus is. But I think, we have the skill set so that we don't get fucked over by the industry. You know what I'm saying?
I think what you're saying, you form assets. Your assets will protect you, right?
Yeah.
So like when you're when you want a certain sound, because you're a producer, when you hear it, if it fit, as opposed to like the studio telling you, hey man, it's got to be this song, man. It's a great kid.
100%.
This is an amazing tune, and you're like, nah, get that shit out of it.
Or even like with the edit, like I've edited like 98% of my videos. So when I'm in the editing room and like the editor is like, oh, we can't do that, I'm like, nah, bro, watch out. Like, let me do this, boom, 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 and it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just good that this generation knows what the fuck we talking about. Right. And I think that's gonna like produce a lot of confident filmmakers that are gonna be firm about like what their vision is and not be ashamed to like be strong about it.
This is one of the things that I love about doing my podcast, because I want the podcast to inspire and sort of give hope and push people for their dream. And I think you as a filmmaker, like I'm just imagining young guys, because cats always come to me like, yo, man, I'm an artist, man. You know what I'm saying? I rap, you know what I'm saying? I want to be an actor like you, Bill. You know what I'm saying? You know, I seen how to be a player, right? And I'm like, as a filmmaker, like a lot of times you don't hear people say I'm a filmmaker. Yeah. Like I hear it because I'm in the business. Mm-hmm. But let's imagine like right now, there's a guy 19, 20 years old thinking about becoming a filmmaker. What would be his first step? What would be like maybe even a good camera or a program to get into so he can learn what it's about?
Man, to be honest, I mean, I get this question a lot, and I feel like it never changes. Like, like we have access to so much technology right now. Mm-hmm. There's no reason why, as a filmmaker, if you don't have an iPhone, like you should be filming any and everything with your phone, and then editing everything on your phone.
I do that.
Like I started, even though I had a brand new, MacBook Pro, whatever, and a brand new camera, I edited most of my videos on iMovie. And this is like the old iMovie before the new one. The first, you know what I'm saying? When it was just like,
didn't have all the templates.
Didn't have all the templates, you know what I'm saying? And so it was like,
that's live.
And so, a lot of these like, these videos, these early videos I did for Kendrick Lamar, and, I edited them in iMovie, color corrected them in iMovie, did the score in iMovie, you know what I'm saying? And so I think like there's really no excuse now. You know what I'm saying?
Level up.
And I think the key is starting, right? Because I think once you start, then you'll begin the journey. And the journey is the thing that matters the most. Because I feel like, no matter how high or no matter how you how high you climb in the industry, nothing compares to like when you just started out, or like your first movie, or not your first movie, but your first project you did with your friends, your first beat you made. Yeah. And I feel like, there's not that much of a difference in like the fulfillment level of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm sure if you won an Oscar right now, it wouldn't feel better than like you coming out with How to Be a Player. You know what I'm saying?
No, like How to Be a Player was one of them. It was like a hot boy summer for me.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And so I'm sure. So it's like, you know, obviously
that was a lit summer though. I gotta give myself some flowers right there.
already know.
97 was crazy.
Yeah, man. So I think it's important. It's important that, you know, young cats like really like embrace the now for them and like in the journey. So when they get to where they think they want to get, they won't be expecting something to change. Like, you know what I'm saying? They can look back at everything and let that be the, you know, the defining moment for them.
I like your energy, man. I met you on the set of House Party, right?
Yeah, man.
So it's so crazy. It was like, yo, Bill, there's this role that I think that you could knock out the park. You know, it's a cameo joint, but it's really dope. And I was like, yo, who's directing it? And it was like, it's a young dude, South Central. He's dope. He's the next wave. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what? So I started checking you out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, he look young as hell. I was like, yo, he looked like he just came out of film school. Sure enough, I meet you. You start talking about your vision. I was like, yeah, you supposed to have this job. I knew as soon as I met you, you was the one, man. How did you end up getting this amazing franchise House Party, which for all the people that will be watching and listening to this, it premieres Friday. So make sure you go out and see it. It is a new ride. It's a new vibe. Go.
Man, so it's a weird story, but basically, you know, through music, I met a lot of different artists, right? So Childish Gambino is someone that I worked with closely, and as well as his creative team that went on to like develop and write Atlanta, right? And so I remember maybe like 2018, they announced that the writers from Atlanta were writing House Party. And so I immediately went to his DMs like, yo, bro, I need first dibs on House Party. And to be honest, like at that point, I hadn't done any narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, I was low key just fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Just
but
like,
I want that.
Yeah, but I want that. But you know, and they still had to write the script. Like, it was still early. And, you know, probably within a year, you know, I had done a bunch of music videos that are notable. I did, you know, stuff for Anderson .Paak.
Oh yeah,
that
was
did
fire.
Old Town Road, and I made it a point.
Huge.
I made it a point to put narrative moments in those music videos so that, you know, when the time comes, people can be like, okay, he can do some kind of narrative thing. And so, you know, a year later, it was time to find a director after they had finished the script, and they reached out to me. You know, I had Old Town Road going crazy.
A billion views. That song was huge.
Yeah, it's damn near the biggest song ever. Yeah.
I mean, everybody was singing, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride. I mean, that was like an anthem.
Yeah, man. And like, you know, and even with that, like I remember, you know, I had just got married and I was coming back from my honeymoon. So I was out the game for like 2 months, like just traveling. And they sent me an email. It was like, yo, this is this kid from Atlanta. You know, we want you to do this video, like write a treatment. And I literally responded back to them, is this a joke?
Right.
And
stop playing.
Yeah, and they was like, nah. And so I just kind of wrote that treatment like, all right, look, I don't know what this song is gonna do, but if I had to do a video, I'll probably want to do it like, you know, think about like Atlanta on FX. Like I could see an episode where like a cowboy from the past like comes to the hood and like everybody in the hood got to figure out how to interact with it. They touching the horse. They, you know, trying to race, you know, the horse with the Impala, and they liked the treatment. You know what I'm saying? And so we made the video and it went on to win, you know, a VMA, a Grammy. And, you know, it was just like me following my gut. And like that really gave me the confidence that I could do whatever.
Absolutely, man. It is a feel too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times your gut is right. You know, sometimes when we tap into that part of us that is intrinsically who we are, we always make the right choice.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you put together such a good movie. I mean, first of all, the movie that I was in, Who's the Man, I think might have had more cameos than y'all, but it was 1 million cameos in Who's the Man back in the day. How many people are in House Party? Let's just give them a few of the names.
To be honest, I mean, look, we got Bill Bellamy, boom. We got Kid Cudi,
boom.
Snoop Dogg,
boom.
LeBron James,
wow.
Anthony Davis,
wow.
Lil Wayne, Odell Beckham Jr. We got countless people in this movie, man, and it's funny because like they are cameos, but if you think about the story in the film, it's a LA story. Like you can if you go to LeBron's party at his crib, you're going to see these people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jacob Lattimore, it was a pleasure to. I didn't get a chance to meet the other actor though.
Oh yeah, you didn't meet Tosin, huh?
I didn't. I didn't get a chance. We didn't work the same days.
Yeah.
And what I liked about Jacob is that he does everything too. It's just like he can sing, he can act, he can dance. I mean, he's doing music while he's making a movie, a TV show. I think even like you said earlier, Childish Gambino. I mean, Mr. Glover. You know what I'm saying? He's so talented, bro. He could do whatever, man. I love this energy of your generation. You know what I mean? If I had to give you your flowers, is that you guys are utilizing all your assets. You guys are using the internet. Some cats are blowing off a video.
Yeah,
some cats,
for sure.
comedians are blowing up off of TikTok.
Yep.
Dancers routines are like blowing up. People are getting gigs for choreography, for movies, all this stuff. So I always tell guys, like, they always ask me, yo man, what was Def Jam like? I was like, Def Jam was like the internet for y'all.
Bruh. I can't even imagine.
I mean, it's like there was no other way to blow up. Like we were on cable. Cable was like no ceilings.
Yeah.
And if you went on there and you had a good set, you had a TV show.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like everybody got a TV show. Martin. Jamie, Steve. Like said. Like,
well, it's funny. It's funny because in this film, there's a lot of quote unquote IG comedians, right? Right. And I think the term IG comedian is kind of a negative term, right? It's like, oh, they're not comedians. They don't do stand up. They can't really act. They're confined to the phone. They do skits, right? 8 seconds. That's the joke. But I think I thought it was my responsibility as someone from this generation to put those IG comedians in this film so that they can, have an opportunity. Because I think the reason why we call them IG comedians is because they don't have any other platforms. Like, what other movies
are there?
What other movies they gonna audition for? You know what I'm saying?
I've had an opportunity to meet so many of what we call our internet comedians or guys that do these amazing skits, from King Batch to Ha Ha Davis
House
to
Party. He in House Party.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? DC Young
Fly, House Party.
Des Banks.
Desi
is crazy funny. You know what I'm saying? Just hilarious.
Yep.
I've met so many. B Simone. These talented young cats that are like courageous. Like, yo, I'll throw a skit up, shoot. I'll just be in my house, with a hairdryer or whatever. And make something that get 1 billion views, right?
Yeah, man.
That's the best promotion ever.
Of course, and everybody's on their phone. So what's the best?
Everybody got a phone.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So in this film we got DC Young Fly who killed it. Like, I think DC's acting chops are so underrated, man. And he's not doing the thing that everybody expects him to do. He's giving you different levels of ability, but still being crazy and still having a good time. And I think, it's so important to give him that platform, dog. He's one of our greatest actors in the other generation.
And another one, DC Young Fly. Shout out to Fly. What up, boy? He does it all. Sing.
Yeah, man. He was singing on set, dancing. I'm like, shit.
He damn near baby Chris Brown. I see him dance, and I'm like, damn, bro, what else you can do? He was like, I can make ice cream. I make sweet potato pie. No.
Yeah.
Real quick. So the wave is here. I'm witnessing it. You are really in your vibe, and what I see now, I'm hearing next project. That's when when you know, like, okay, well, this is, but now you're on to the next one, and I hear that you're gonna be working with Kenya Barris on the next one.
Oh no, we did it, man. It's done.
Did it already.
Yeah, we shot White Man Can't Jump this past summer. It's done. It's coming soon, actually.
Done again.
Yeah, man.
So who did you work with on White Man Can't Jump? So it was Kenya.
Yeah. And so Kenya wrote it. The 2 stars are Sinqua Wells, who's from LA.
Yes, I know Sinqua.
Sinqua, yeah, and Jack Harlow.
Oh,
that's the white man.
Oh, that's a nice twist.
Yeah, man.
So I might as well drop How to Be a Player too now.
I mean, we remake it. I mean,
since we're going
honest,
back,
that would be crazy.
That would be crazy. We need to talk about something. I got something for you because I think like what's cool about certain brands, they have a built-in audience and it's so nostalgic for people.
Of course.
It's like listening to your favorite album. Like right now, if you turn turned on like a Tribe Called Quest album.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Award Tour with Muhammad, my man. Like that album itself just puts you in a world. Like, wow, I was like, yo, I was at Coney Island. I had a Nathan's hot dog. Like, that's what I think House Party is going to do for people.
For sure.
For the older people, say my age group, we're gonna go back and reminisce about just house parties.
Yeah, man, and it's interesting too, right? Like people always like, trust me, I done heard every comment about remaking a movie. Yeah, don't do it. Don't fuck up the classic. Even though this is like the 6th or 7th house party, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I think that's a good thing. I think a franchise like House Party, you know, the original film is just like a snapshot of the culture at that moment in time, right?
Absolutely.
How they dress, the haircuts, how they talk to girls, the music, you know, like just like the energy, you know what I'm saying? Like rap battling at a party. We don't do that no more. But I think it'll be dope if every 10 years there was a house party, you know, a house party film. I feel like, you know, this one,
they had a billion of those damn Saw movies.
Yeah,
and we knew what it was.
Exactly.
It was 19,000 Saws.
Exactly, and so. And in 2023, like that's what this film is a snapshot of what's happening right now in the culture. We need another house party 10 years from now. Yeah. We need one 20 years from now. So we can all look back and it can damn near be like the encyclopedia of the culture, so to speak.
Because
you know what I mean?
I like that. I never thought of it the way you just presented it. It is a snapshot because House Party, that's why it worked. It was a snapshot of what we were feeling and doing in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was worried about COVID. I remember when COVID had us all shook and everybody was sitting down. I literally in my mind was like, yo, will we ever have a house party when we feel comfortable? Because during COVID, nobody was getting together. And I live here in LA, and a lot of people do house parties. Like, you know, get together, you know, come by, slide through, kick back, you know, we gonna have a vibe. It's gonna be little shorties there, you know what I'm saying? We gonna have a little, you know, some things that smell good in the air, that kind of thing. And then, you know, COVID hit and nobody was doing that. And then you had to get tested at the party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is whack as hell. Because what if you don't test? You don't test right.
You gotta go home.
And everybody like, nah, bro. Hey, yo, man, next one. Bye. You can't come in here.
Next one next year.
So, what do you want? What do you want the house party to do this weekend? What you looking forward to? Are you nervous?
I'm definitely nervous. You know what I'm saying? I'm naturally nervous. They said if you ain't nervous, then you don't care. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I care about this film, and I care about the people receiving it, and you know, my hopes are that this movie can be number one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why not?
You know, we ain't got that much competition. Like, we just got to beat out Megan, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Which one?
The movie Megan. The movie.
I said she just had a rough week.
I think
we support you,
and I think it's, you know, I think we can do it, man. Because like I said, when was the last time, you know, you've been to the movies to watch a movie or you went to watch a film that had two young, you know, leads, two young black leads that are from the hip hop culture. Yeah. You know, the movie is about hip hop. Like, I can't even think of a time. This
is why I'm doing this podcast, because I just feel like I want to be the voice of the culture. I want to be one of those places that you can come to and kick it, be yourself, and talk about your dreams, talk about what you're doing, talk about stuff that's on your nerves. Like, we need a vibe like this, you know what I mean? Where 100%. A cat like you could come in and say, yo, B, man, I really want to do this type of movie next, you know what I mean? Yeah. You might go drama on them.
Yeah, no, it's definitely happening. Yeah, I ain't doing no more remakes, man. I might do a couple sequels or something, but I can't wait to kind of give people some of my original ideas and some of my original flavors.
Yeah, it'll happen.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm still proud of these movies, and I think that they are original, and they will. I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of inspiration, right? So back in the day, I'm on MTV, right? There was a guy, a very famous young video director named F. Gary Gray.
Oh yeah.
And so in the 90s, I used to always be like, ladies and gentlemen, check out F. Gary Gray, and I would say, and the F is for fantastic, because I didn't know who he was, but I would always say something funny about the F, right? F is for filmmaker, right? Yeah. He went from making videos to making $100 million movies. Like
yeah.
That, so there's no ceilings. Like every time when I see F. Gary Gray, we always crack up because he'd be like, yo, Bill, man, like, wow.
Yeah.
Because he used to be like, yo, people say, yo, Bill said your name.
Yeah.
Bill said your name. Yo, you about to blow up. You about to blow. Because you got to understand, like, it's like your movie would be equivalent to hearing your music on the radio.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, they playing my song.
Yeah, it's
yo,
real.
It's lit. They say I'm top 5.
Yeah,
that's what a
yeah.
movie is. You're just waiting to hear how people receive it. It's a little, like you said, you're nervous a little bit, but good energy. But you want the fans to love it. And if they do, now you get to stretch out and keep making bigger ones. And,
For sure.
And you start turning your boat in the direction that you see.
No, definitely, man. I'm so excited to do that, man. Like, I can't wait to, they say, like, film is the sum of all arts, right? Mm-hmm. It's music, it's movement, it's dialogue, it's everything in one, medium. And I feel like as an artist, like, I want to spread my wings and, like, really tap into all those different things. Like, I want to do art. I want to do, I want to do an art show where we in the gallery and we showing our pictures to the world. Right. I want to do music still. I damn near, I want to do like some kind of ballet or, what I'm saying? I want to do stage. I want to do everything, man. And so.
Well, you can because you have the assets to do it. I want to ask you a question because I'm the biggest music lover in the world. Yeah. Can we ever bring back the soundtrack to the movie vibe? Like, so when I was coming up in the 90s, we had epic
crazy
soundtracks with movies.
Yeah.
And it was like the soundtracks was a movie.
Yeah, man.
Can we get back to that?
Well, I mean, there's a soundtrack for House Party. It's coming out Friday.
Okay.
And I think the difference between your generation and ours is that there's a lot more money, to amp it up, and a lot more artists realize how important those movies were. But I think now, the artist is a little bougie. They want to know who in the movie, what's going on. They want to know the budget. You know what I'm saying? I think what Black Panther did was like similar to what y'all used to do back in the day.
Black Panther soundtrack
and so,
is crazy.
I think it all depends on the director and the filmmakers and the producers. Like, for House Party, we made sure that we partnered with like Def Jam and like it's gonna be a super dope soundtrack. It's a lot of dope LA artists and it sounds like the movie. For White Man Can't Jump, obviously we got Jack Harlow on the board, we want to do something big, and so I think people are more interested in it. I mean, the lead single for our soundtrack is a 2 Chainz song, and
nice.
The video drops tomorrow, so hopefully that should make some noise too.
What's the name of the song?
It's called Two Step.
Two Step.
Yeah. So it's like the song that plays like in the middle of the movie when they decide to like actually throw the house party, and so it's super dope.
Don't give it all away. Don't give it all away.
Yeah.
Don't give it all away. So now we got House Party dropping this week. You got White Man Can't Jump. Now, what's the next move? What we doing? What we gonna do, Gary? What we doing?
I mean, I'm doing everything, man. I also do commercials. You know what I'm saying? And so, last couple of years, like I was, one of, I think me and Spike Lee were like the only 2 black Super Bowl commercial directors in the last like 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I did a commercial. I don't know if you've seen this commercial. It's like LeBron talking to his younger self.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Calmatic.
yeah.
That was Calmatic.
Yeah. So I did that, and so I think like I don't hesitate to like go back into the commercials or music videos. Like it's all about because I kind of use commercials as experiments to like try new things and like really push myself to see what I could do in the film, or vice versa. Like when I'm shooting films, I'm like, oh, that could be a dope idea for a commercial. Or when I'm doing a music video, I'm like, oh, that could be dope for a film. You know what I mean? So I think it's just all about keeping my options available so I can just always create.
On this show, right, when we have our guests on, we do a segment. It's called All Facts.
Yeah.
I throw a question at you, and you just got to tell the truth. You ain't got to lie about it. You got to talk about it. All right, so as a filmmaker, and I saw this show while you were talking that you reminded me of, there's a fantastic series called The Offer.
Okay.
And The Offer is about, if anybody hasn't seen it, it's fantastic show. It's about the making of The Godfather.
Oh, dope.
And no one understands how hard it is to make a film. No one knows what budgets are. No one knows when people don't show up. No one knows when the cameras go down, or somebody gets sick and the lead don't show up because they forgot what time they call time. So there's a lot of elements to filmmaking, and Scorsese made that film, and he was very, very, very young, right? So I'm thinking about you. What if you could direct a project with 5 of your favorite directors, and it was a collaboration? Who would those 5 directors be?
5 directors. All right. I'm going with John Singleton, number 1.
Out the gate.
Yeah, number 1. Gotta go with John. It gotta be a film based in LA. Going with Spike.
Yes.
Because Spike brings that spice. He brings that edge and that, that rated R, energy.
Yes.
And then, I like to go, it's funny. I just found out recently, like, Sister Act 2 is one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh,
and I know this is random as hell, but I just found out that Bill Duke directed it. So
how did you not?
I mean, I don't know how I would have known.
Yeah, you was too young.
Yeah, I was too young, but like
you was 3.
So I'm like, seriously. So I'm gonna throw in Bill Duke. Why not?
Bill
I feel like
Duke
nobody putting Bill Duke on their list.
Yeah, you got it. Bill Duke's OG.
Yeah, man. And then on the other side, I gotta go with Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson is a very graphic director where all of his shots are composed very specifically. Everything is centered and aligned, and everything looks like origami, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's perfect. And then I gotta top it off with Spike Jonze.
Oh boy, you got a nice team.
Yeah, I feel like Spike Jonze is like he bring you that raw, skater white boy energy, and but at the same, he can do the Far Side video, but then also give you like the movie Her or Where the Wild Things Are, you know what I'm saying? And then do a Kanye video. Like,
yo, this is what's so live. I'm really, really excited that you were able to make it, man, because I just want people to understand that filmmaking is a beautiful thing to do. Yeah. And it's not like, you don't get a lot of trophies all the time. You grinding your ass off, but it's art. You know what I mean? I directed a pilot, and I never thought I would direct anything, but I had a vision. And I was like, well, what if I could kind of just shoot it myself? Because I saw it in my head. Yeah. So then I start understanding how you guys think, because it's like, okay, you got a vision, you got your storyboard, now you got to execute that, and then you want your lighting to be, which creates a vibe. Yeah. I learned about directors of photography. That's a whole nother lane.
Of course.
Lighting, whoever you hire, you make sure your boy can light.
That shouldn't make or break your show, man.
Yo, you better make sure your boy can light. Make him like a kitchen first. like some regular shit. Like this bathroom, and I'll be right back before I let you get on this team. You know what I'm saying? You got to practice before you preach it. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
So
man.
I'm really, really excited for you, man. I think that sky's the limit. I feel like this weekend the fans are in for a treat, and man. And you repping South Central so well, man. Yeah, man. I love the vibe of LA artists. I had Ice Cube come by, man. Yeah. And when you talk to LA artists, man, they give you such a interesting snapshot of West Coast lifestyle, right? Yeah. Because coming up back in New York and in Jersey, I always imagined what hip hop was like out here. Like, I would see, my first snapshot of LA hip hop to me, off the top of my head, was a Snoop Dogg video. Yeah. And it was a good day. Yeah. When I seen
Gary Gray directed
that. Duh. Yep. So it was a good day. Was like, when I saw Ice Cube just rolling through South Central, I was just like, yo, that's like dope as hell. It's like, it don't look like a New York hood. Yeah. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's paradise.
It looks beautiful. They have palm trees. There's a couple guns, but they still have palm trees. And that was the first time I ever heard of the ghetto bird. Like, we never, because we don't have helicopters. So you can get away in the East Coast.
Crazy.
Y'all can't. I remember one of my boys back in the day, rest in peace, Ricky Harris. He was a comedian, but he lived in South Central. And so we had stopped off he had to drop some off at his little apartment and whatnot. I'll never forget, and that helicopter lit up the whole, I was like, oh, this shit real out here. I thought it was a video. Oh, the ghetto bird real.
Nah, it's real.
I thought we was in a stadium. I thought he did it.
That was a DP.
I was like, Ricky, are they here for you? Just tell the truth. But anyway, I definitely appreciate you, man. Where can people follow you, man? I know you got everything. You got social media pages and all that. What's a good way to
just hit me on Instagram, man. Instagram, Twitter, Calmatic, CALMATIC. But most importantly, man, make sure y'all go watch House Party this weekend.
Yeah,
man. Like we have opportunity to do something, and hopefully, if this movie performs well, they'll give us some more money, and we can, the next director can come in and make something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like we need this.
I'm just saying we got to do it for the culture, baby.
We have to.
I always tell dudes because they always every day of my life they come up to me, yo, B, you taught me how to get these chicks, B. Oh my God, B, you messed up my childhood. Me and my boys, all we used to do in high school, middle school, college was watch how to be a player every day. One dude said, man, you ain't take a bath. He's like, yo, you had like 8 chicks, B, you nasty. I was like, I sure did, and I didn't wash my booty. I was like, damn, I was kind of nasty. And they didn't have wipes back then.
You was going crazy in that.
I was going
crazy. You was going crazy, man. I thought, it's funny, as a kid, I feel like I thought you was like really, not to say you not, but I thought you was really that dude, like the character you were playing.
For
that
real.
shit was like a documentary. It wasn't a movie. You know what I'm saying? It was like it's just.
But it's so. I never. This is why I'm so happy, and I'm rooting for you for this movie to win, because when a movie is good, it lasts forever.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? 27 years ago, that movie came out. Whatever, and to this day, it still is in people's heart. It's in there. It's a part of their upbringing, you know, like we said earlier, the album. So this movie can do that, and I'm really excited for you, because then you're dropping another film. You on your wave, man. We love you over here at Top Billin, baby.
Nah, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support, man.
Hey, we got another episode done, y'all. We have one of the hottest directors, filmmakers in the game, Calmatic, in this building, only on Top Billin, exclusive. See you at the theaters on Friday. This is Bill Bellamy. Holla. Peace.
Yes, sir.
What? From the